All right, let's be honest. If you've ever kept an aquarium, I know you've asked this question. It's probably one of the most common challenges in the entire hobby, something every single one of us has to deal with.
It's just gonna happen. No matter how on top of things you are, aquariums get dirty. You got leftover food, fish waste, and of course, that constant, never-ending battle with algae. But what if you could assemble a specialized team, an A-team of cleaners to help keep your tank looking fantastic in between your regular maintenance? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build that team. We'll start with a mission, then meet our algae specialists and our ground crew. We'll even look at some covert ops ninjas. After that, we'll have a critical mission briefing before you, the team captain, can make your final draft picks.
First things first, let's lay out the objective. The mission is simple, a clean tank. But let's be realistic for a second. Even with the absolute best care, messes are going to build up. Our goal isn't to somehow eliminate maintenance entirely. That's impossible. It's to put together a crew that keeps things looking pristine between those essential cleanings.
First up for recruitment, we've got the algae specialists. Think of them as your glass and surface crew. These are the pros who spend their entire day scraping and scrubbing algae off the glass, the rocks, and all your decor. Let's meet the top candidates for the job.
The bristlenose placo. This fish is an absolute classic, and for very good reason. They are constant scavengers, they don't bother any other fish, and they are one of the easiest fish to keep, handling a really wide range of water parameters. This makes them a perfect first-round draft pick, especially for beginners. But, and this is really important, there's a critical warning that comes with this fish.
And this is the mistake so many beginners make. When people hear pleco, they often think of the common pleco, which grows into an absolute monster. We're talking over 2 feet long. They are not a good fit for most home aquariums. The bristlenose, on the other hand, stays a perfect, manageable size. So the crucial takeaway here is to always confirm you're getting a bristlenose.
And hey, here's a great pro tip to keep your bristlenose healthy and to see something really cool. Don't just rely on the algae in the tank. Try tossing in a slice of zucchini or cucumber. It is so much fun to watch them just go to town on it.
Our next candidate is the autosynclus, or as we all call them, autos. Now these guys are tiny little powerhouses. They are just constant workers who will gobble up algae way faster than you might think is possible. But because they're a schooling fish and they're so efficient, you have to plan ahead. If they clean the tank completely, you have to be ready to provide high-quality algae wafers to keep them well fed. Now for one of the most unique-looking recruits on our list, the hillstream loach. This fish is a tireless workhorse. I mean, it practically never takes a break, constantly sucking and scraping algae off of flat surfaces. And while it stays pretty small at around 3 inches, it's very active, so a 30-gallon tank is a good minimum. And here's a great bonus. It will also help clean up leftover frozen and live foods.
All right, with our surfaces covered, it's time to recruit the ground crew. These are the specialists who work the floor of the aquarium, sifting through the substrate to find every last bit of uneaten food.
Okay, you don't often use the word cute to describe a fish, but with Corydoras, it just fits. These are fantastic little workers who sift through the bottom of your tank with their little barbells, cleaning up messes. Now, the most crucial point here is their special need. Because those barbells are super sensitive, you must use a smooth substrate, like sand, to avoid injuring them.
Now for a heavy hitter. Clown loaches are amazing scavengers that will search every single nook and cranny for food. But, and this is a really big but, they get big. While you see them as tiny 1-inch fish in the store, they can grow over a foot long. Plus, they need to be in a school. This means they are a serious commitment, requiring a very large tank and an owner who is ready for them.
Our A-team is almost complete. Now we need the specialists, the covert operators who use unique methods to get the job done. Let's meet the cleanup ninjas.
The Siamese algae eater is, without debate, one of the best algae-eating fish in the entire hobby. They are absolute powerhouses, but they definitely have a reputation, and I would almost bet that there's already a comment saying that these are mean, aggressive little fish.
So this brings us to a key question. Are they really aggressive bullies, or is something else going on? I mean, the reputation is so widespread, there has to be a reason for it, right?
And here's a fascinating theory. Siamese algae eaters are omnivores, meaning they'll eat meaty foods too. So what likely happens is that a fish dies from other causes, and the algae eaters, being opportunistic scavengers, start picking at it. Then you walk in, you see them eating another fish, and you assume they're the killers. It's just a classic case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Now let's talk about the smallest members of the cleanup crew, shrimp. These tiny operatives are constantly working, picking at minuscule bits of algae and waste all over the tank. What's really cool is that some, like cherry shrimp, can breed so much that you end up with a huge self-sustaining army of cleaners. The catch? Well, most fish will happily eat baby shrimp, so you'll need a species-only setup if you really want to build that army.
And of course, we can't forget the snails. They may not be fast, but they are relentless. The source describes them perfectly as bottomless pits that are constantly on the prowl for algae, leftover food, and pretty much anything else they can find. From the popular nerite snail that won't overpopulate your tank, to the goofy mystery snail, they are a fantastic, low-impact addition to any crew.
Okay, team, before you make your final selections, we need a critical mission briefing. This is the single most important piece of information you need to understand about building a cleaner crew. And this is the hard truth. So many people are looking for that one magic fish that will make their lives easier and eliminate all the work. But that fish doesn't exist. There is no such thing as a maintenance-free aquarium. Your cleanup crew is there to help keep things tidy, but they do not replace your role. But hey, don't look at this as a chore. The work is part of the deal, and honestly, it's what makes it fun. There is no better feeling than stepping back after cleaning your tank and seeing how fantastic it looks and how happy your fish are. That right there is the true reward. So there you have it. You've reviewed the dossiers on some of the best cleaners in the business. You understand their skills, their needs, and the reality of the mission. The final decision? Well, that rests with you, the team captain.
Think about your tank size, your current fish, and your specific cleaning needs. Which combination of algae specialists, ground crew scavengers, and cleanup ninjas will you assemble to build your ultimate aquarium A-team?